Hey everyone. Oh, my voice is sore from, my throat is coarse from talking so much the last 2 days. Talked for hours and hours. Angelo here, homeless filmmaker in LA, afflicted with depersonalization, derealization. It makes it hard to do things. I don't feel emotionally connected to the world. It's scary, it's lonely. It's not the worst bout I've ever had, and I don't know, can't get rid of the shadow here. The, um, what's it even called? Rear view mirror. I can sort of get rid of it. But yeah, come on in. And I don't even want to talk too much about my dad and stuff. But dad passed, had a good life. I loved him. He knew that. He loved me. I knew that. Always wish you have more time, but that's okay. Every single person does. And I gave him great, great memories and great reasons to be proud of me. And the way we are hard on ourselves is like our view on ourselves. So and with this disorder, I know because it's my perception of myself changes how hard I am on myself. When I'm really hard on myself, everything feels like a horrible failure. When I'm in this disorder, it kind of numbs me to stuff, so I'm not as hard on myself. I don't have my usual interest. I was out tonight at a bar. I was seeing good-looking women walking around. I just didn't even feel much of anything, and it sucks. It hurts. I want to be my old self, filmmaking self. But my emotions were so overwhelming to me and burdensome. I'd be so miserable and angsty and guilt ridden and shame filled and everything. And I want to get out of this disorder, and I trust sort of I will, even though it seems unreasonable and I don't know how. And it's scary. And I get little glimpses of being myself again. And, you know, for everything my dad went through. We kept him alive for many years. If it wasn't for us taking care of him, and not like taking care of him like caretakers, just pushing him, okay, take your medicine, eat well, because he wasn't going to do that stuff for himself. He was great. Like he lived. I think of how people die homeless around here on the street, and they don't have help. They don't have care. And so my mom, along with a lot of my urging, kept him alive for a long time. So let's not be down on ourselves, or let me be down on myself for that. He had a great life, and thank goodness I got out of my disorder the last 6 years and was able to increasingly show him good stuff, make him feel good stuff, be nice to him off camera too. Hey, Yosh Monster. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm still in this disorder. It helps talking to people. It's not as bad as other bouts I've had. Thank goodness I shaved today and showered and worked out finally after sitting in my car for like 18 hours. I was partly sitting in my car so long because I was just talking to people and talking to them and talking to them. And I was so happy today. I talked, even though with this disorder, it's like muted, it's not the same. I was talking to my mom for 2 hours on the phone, and it was so nice to be able to do that. And and I was like, Mom, let's not get off the phone anytime soon. And not only talking about everything and, hearing her and her hearing me, but, her supporting me and saying I'll be better, and me saying, I know nothing makes it good. Nothing. I'm not trivializing at all. It's just, unfortunately, a lot of people do go through this and, take advantage of a lot of support. I've given her the phone numbers to a lot of my friends that she knows, and I want her to reach out to them and call them, and a lot of them know that she'll call them. And her life's not going to be the same. But again, I don't want to talk too much about the negative. What's the point? What are we all going to do, beat ourselves up? So I was working out today thinking, dad's with me, dad wants me to do this, because I feel normally so guilty about enjoying things whenever I feel either if someone's died, or even if I thought someone did. In the case of the woman I was involved with who faked her own death, she was just trying to hurt me. Had her family members send me messages saying she killed herself and left a note it was my fault. She was alive. She sent me like 30 emails afterwards. But I was so distraught I could barely make videos, and my mom was pushing me to, and because I feel so guilty enjoying anything if I'm distraught. And it wasn't just that, it was anything that makes me really upset. It makes it hard. And right now I'm numb, so it's still hard, but I'm not as hard on myself because I'm just numb to my situational depression with my dissociative disorder. It didn't happen with my dad. It happened 3 weeks ago. I got an anxiety attack and it came on. And thank goodness it got to the point where it is where even one day earlier I couldn't have handled this stuff about dad. The day it happened, it's like, okay, I'm not processing it really, but at least I can just sort of handle it. I'm not so distraught, feeling so distant. And I just keep telling him how glad I am we have each other. And even though I'm so fucking numb and it sucks, like, because this disorder, I don't feel stuff strongly. I don't feel my, urges and stuff, and my mental picture of my mom and stuff, how strong it is in me. And along with that mental picture, my desire to change that picture and to come up with ideas and do stuff. Um, it sucks, but I was still telling her I'm so, so glad we're talking. I'm so glad we have each other. We have to support each other. We have to be good to each other. Hey, everyone. Hey, Drake. Thanks for being a good fan. Yosh Monster. You guys been around a while. Thanks, Joshua. Um, yeah, when she this week positive. I mean, positive thing is I'm talking to a lot of old friends, and I have their unconditional support. And I even told them about my mental disorder, and I'm kind of telling them too, look, please, almost like keep me accountable in a way, like for getting better, and like not let me think that this is going to get worse. I did work, even though in my condition it's hard to even edit videos, and I don't even want to sit down at the library sometimes. It hurts to edit videos sometimes. I was able to do it all right. On Sunday, I was working with one of my favorite YouTubers. Um, Super nice guy. He knows about what happened. I told him about my dad. He gave me a big hug, big long hug. And I was shooting a little video with him that was funny of one of his characters and editing a video of another character I shot of his. And he's the guy who does the Steve Clymer video. It's actually Steve Clymer. So you look at Steve Clymer, the Flex Trek Whip Snake, the backpack that sticks up 20 feet off his back. It sucks that I can't feel that normal excitement and stuff about it, but yeah, I filmed him. It was nice. It was like therapeutic, and edited video with him, and I was in his art performance space basically. And I said it's all right if I just stay here and edit. Like, it's nice to be around him, be around people. I didn't even want to go in and see the shows. It was kind of lonely. They had lonely for me. I had a little concert, like almost like a noise concert, and then they played a independent movie made around here last night. And the independent movie was so packed I couldn't even get in if I wanted to. But it's hard for me to watch movies now, so I just sat in the lobby with my friend there by me, because he was, he runs the place, so he's like hanging out watching stuff. And talked a little, and I was editing, and I talked to my mom a lot, talked to a friend. Yeah, so good thing is, yes, I did talk to my mom a ton, and I realized I want to be a better son to her. I know I'm normally so cold, and it's so hard for me to show much emotion and stuff. And I was telling her how much I love her, and I'm sorry I was ever mean to her or anything. And she's like, "Oh, Angelo, I know you didn't mean that, like, it's fine." I said, "Yeah, I know, but for me, I want to say it." And kind of hurts me how cold I could seem in videos. And that was just to protect myself in a way. It was hard for me to express stuff. And it's weird now with this DPDR. I don't even know how I was like that, but that's how I was. I can't be hard on myself for that. And I'm like so sorry to her. I'm like, oh my goodness, why was I mean or impatient and stuff? And what I hope is I get out of this. I do become my old self again, my normal angst-ridden, impatient self, but I just take it a little easier, and I do support my mom more and tell her I love her more. We never tell that to each other, and we know we love each other and stuff, but it's hard for me. And I feel such a burden on me all the time. And so yeah, it's just good to think, okay, like, I'll be a better son to her. And right now I'm just mush because I'm in this DPDR. I can't even hold down a full-time job or anything. I almost wish I could just, if it would help me recover, just get some regular job somewhere for a little while. And I don't think it will necessarily, maybe, but maybe. I just need something that like will help me have some normalcy for a little bit. If I didn't have this disorder, I would be so devastated right now about my dad and guilt-ridden and shame-filled, which I shouldn't be, but I'm just always guilt-ridden and shame-filled, so it would make it worse. Um, it's so bizarre and confusing, this disorder. It's like I'm not real, life isn't real, the material world isn't real, and I have these little glimpses of myself, but I know I'm not back yet. I know I'm not the same. And yeah, I just realized, okay, I would like it if I made a cooking video with my mom. I wasn't like, okay, yeah, what's that, whatever. Just if I could be outgoing, and it's a little hard for me when I'm more myself, but just a little bit more to show like, okay, let's not take each other for granted, mom. Which I didn't. I believe me, I didn't, and that's why I pushed so hard to do stuff with my dad, and went out of my way to. But I'm like, let's not take each other for granted, and even though we're around each other so much, it's just weird in a way. There's never enough to say, never enough time. But yeah, that's a positive thing, is I'm realizing, okay, I do want a video where, we've never even hugged on video, so not that it really matters. She's like, oh, Angelo, it's fine. Like, I know you love me and stuff, and of course I love you, so. But it would be, nice to have a video like that and stuff, and um, pretty sure I did hug my dad on video on one of the Jimmy Kimmel pranks, but yeah, it's a lot. Let's see, what are the comments? Thanks, what is it? Alfie Stoppers. Yeah, my DPDR case is pretty damn serious. And last time I was just in horrific pain from it. And thank goodness when I was in it last time, I told my dad so many countless times I loved him. He was my joy and stuff. And I was even telling him, Dad, like I couldn't stand the thought of, I couldn't cope with anything. Everything was painful. Just being alive was painful. So it's like, on top of that, I was scared at any moment, like, oh, what if his health goes or something? He was an older guy, even then. And I was like, Dad, please, just you got to stick around for me. I can't deal with it. And he was laughing. He's like, oh, don't worry, I won't go anywhere for a while. And he was right. No, I'm not going to go back to Virginia anytime soon. I talked to this about my mom a lot. I asked if I should go back and see her. Thanks, trash victim. Because there's nothing I can do there. I need to recover. I can't miss treatments, and we're a phone call away. So, it's really not like we're far. Even if I were to drive, it would only be 4 days to get there. There have been times where we almost didn't see her each other for 4 days at a time in Virginia, anyways, just because we were busy. Oh, excuse me. And I've been gaining some weight and losing a little bit, not eating nearly enough, not eating anywhere close to enough. I should eat some peanut butter right now. Oh, excuse me. Today, all I had to eat, I haven't even been to the food bank in a while. Sorry, just my nose is itchy. I need to, yeah, eat more. I barely ate a thing yesterday, and it wasn't even just because my appetite. It's like, when I get a lot of anxiety and stuff and fear, like, I almost am afraid to slow down and feel anything. I can become almost afraid to sleep, which I'm not right now, but kind of afraid to move. When I started that when I was 17, I was so scared and stuff and had such anxiety. I was literally afraid to go to sleep a lot of nights, and I was going through hell with this disorder. Oh, fuck. This peanut butter at the bottom, it's like a fucking rock. It's all right. Got another one from the food bank. But yeah, good thing is a lot of friends are supporting me, and I can call them anytime. Basically, they're free. And including, I talked about one old friend who's in my Fight Club suite. He played Tyler Durden, my first video on my channel. I filmed other videos before that. I don't even remember, probably one or two of them, but they weren't good. And it was fine. It was a little sketch comedy, and so I took him down, and Matt is his name, and he knew my dad and stuff, and he's like, oh yeah, I loved your dad. He was crazy. Sticky. Yeah, so unfortunately this disorder is like kicking my butt, and people tell me I'm recovering. It's hard to know what to think, because unless you're recovered, it's just hard to know that I am. It's so hard because I don't know I'm recovering. It's a sensory disorder. It affects with my senses. Excuse me. No, I'm not going to take a break from YouTube unless I need to. I am seeing a therapist, though. Um, YouTube's helping me, just stay grounded in a way. And by the way, finances are tough. I hate it saying it. If you do want to donate, you can do it on Cash App if you can, because YouTube takes such a massive cut of it if you donate. But if you donate on YouTube too, I do get some of that. And partly I need to make YouTube videos to make money. I'm not able to work with this disorder very much. So tough. But yeah, my mom's like, what would you do if you're here, Angelo? Just lie in bed and stuff. It's not, trust me, it's sad, lonely there. And also Virginia just sucks for me. It's so depressing, and just on a good time, it's depressing. And I'm just so numb to things. I don't feel things because of this disorder. It sucks. What the fuck, man? That's good. At least I felt something pissed off. Um, I forget what I was even saying. But Christmas video. I never did Christmas videos. I mean, I got to recover. That's a big life is like this featureless thing for me now. It sucks. I don't feel my dynamic drive and stuff. So I can't be the same for my mom. She's not worried about that because, of course, to her it doesn't matter as long as I'm her son. It doesn't bother her. I mean, she's of course wants me to be well, but she's not like, you know, like pitying me because I have this disorder, this depersonalization, derealization. So for her, it's like, she knows I'll get better. She's absolutely confident every time. I'm kind of optimistic I will. It's scary because how do I know until it happens? I can't know. And I feel like I can't really be the person I want to be. I'm not 100%. When I am and I feel those desires and urges and stuff, yes, then I want to be better and want to make sure this doesn't happen again, this disorder. So I am seeing a therapist. The therapist said I will be doing work to get over this. That's good to hear. The therapist, super affirming, super supportive. Oh man, it's awesome. I keep being worried like he's going to say like, oh no, what I'm feeling isn't valid or something. And no, he's super supportive, especially the fact that religion can be so traumatizing. And I was even thinking today how much I didn't realize how traumatizing it was. All the superstition, the nonsense, the indoctrination of the religious schooling I went to as a kid, and how much it just traumatized me and burdened me with this feeling that I'm never supposed to feel anything good, and everything is terrible. I mean, everything is just like awful and this, fake and like forfeited to this horrible world. And I can only imagine how different I'd be if I went to public school and learned just how to be a human being, basically, which I didn't know how to be for many years. So, it's so tough, and, I kind of wish I did go, but, things happen how they happen, and what can I do? Oh, excuse me. Hey, happy life. I'm sleeping all right. Drake, thank you so much for donating, man. Appreciate you. You're a great fan, great support. Thanks, Drake. Drake says, keep it up. We're all here for you. Smiley face. Man, right on, Drake. Right on, friend. Lynx, yeah, I'm sleeping okay, yeah, and I'm taking Seroquel to help me sleep. Happy life, man. Sorry for what you're going through. Everybody, it's really around Happy Life, too. He's got his own problems he's going through as well. He commented on. And, man, I don't know. Sometimes it's like I'm out of words, I've been talking for hours and hours. I'm in a 2000 Toyota Camry. I just got it. It's really good. Um, excuse me. After my last car was destroyed in a wreck. No, Dina, I'm not going home yet. I can't. I can't afford it. And also, I need to stay here and stay in treatment. I'm getting free treatment from the LGBT center. There's nothing I can do for my mom now. She's like, Angelo, it's miserable. Don't come. You need to take care of yourself. Yes, when you're well, you can do it, but there's no rush, you know? So, yeah, let's, take care of things. You take care of yourself. And she may very well visit here at some point, even if I'm not recovered from my disability. It doesn't matter. I said, just visit anyways. What are we waiting for now? So, and I just do hope to be better to her and telling her how much I love her and stuff. And like, I'm sorry I ever hurt her and, ever was mean or arguing. She's like, oh, it's okay, Angelo. I know you don't mean it. And, but I was like, still, I'd like to say it and be good to her and with her. But there's nothing I can do, and I'd be miserable there, and I'd be spending money and wearing down my car and stuff, and I still got to get the struts replaced on it because that could damage the wheels if I hit a pothole. And it's a good car, definitely. And what was I thinking? And the fact is, I have to recover from this disorder first. I have to get better. And if I'm getting treatment here, I can't miss that. And there's no rush right now. My mom's a phone call away. It was so nice. We talked for 2 hours on the phone today. Probably over that at another point, but 2 hours. And it was so nice because not only were we talking and, feeling kind of normal for a little bit. And she was talking about how funny she thought certain videos were that I've shown her before, like Martin Scorsese's mom telling David Letterman, when she was making pizza on his show, Letterman asked, what kind of table manners does Robert De Niro have? Does he wear a shirt when he eats dinner? And she's like, no, like he wears clothes. What's the matter with you? And everybody was cracking up. And Letterman said, I don't know what's the matter with me. And so what I did, I was in my car like this, and someone just texted me. I gotta put my phone on do not disturb so it doesn't vibrate. Another friend checking in on me. But yeah, I told my mom I'd play some video clips for her, even though it came out fuzzy and stuff, and she could listen to the audio. So I got my laptop out, hooked it up to the phone with the Wi-Fi hotspot. For some reason, the Wi-Fi hotspot wasn't working. I had to tether it with a charger cable. And then I just played her like Scorsese and his mom on Letterman. I played another clip of Scorsese and his mom talking about filming Mean Streets, and when his mom was at 1:30 in the morning in an apartment building they were shooting, and she was like, Martin, come on, I'm tired. Like, can we go home? I got to work tomorrow. And he said, go in that corner. Don't come out until I say so. And his mom was like, he's like, you can't talk to me that way. I'm your mother. And Scorsese was talking about why he was like that and the problems of shooting in the building, and it was so hard to pull off in under time and under budget. I played her the firehouse incident from Saturday Night Live, a sketch from years ago, 2013 with Bill Hader, which was hilarious, and Adam Levine. And I can't remember, what's her name? Nassim Pedrad, Taran Killam, Keenan. What the hell's Keenan? Keenan Thompson. I always call him Keenan, so I forget his last name. And Bobby Moynihan, it's hilarious. It came out when I was in excruciating pain, my disability, but since then I've been able to enjoy it, thank goodness. And she loves it, so I played her the audio of that again on the tinny audio on my laptop speaker. And SNL's The Curse sketch with Fred Armisen and John Hamm, where he curses Andy Samberg. The curse is John Hamm is a shirtless guy with suspenders playing saxophone who bursts out of the walls and like just terrorizes Andy Samberg, and it's hilarious. So I played her, clips like that, and several John Mulaney stand-up comedy clips, including where he went and got a accidental prostate exam. So, that was nice even for me to laugh at and to see, I can laugh. And it was sad because it reminds me, my disorder is not done with me. I still can't feel stuff strongly. And seeing Scorsese, normally it's so powerful and such a rush for me, and I just felt empty. seen him, and it sucks, and I know that's the disorder. And she's saying, Angelo, you'll be better. Like every time I say that, I'm like, I think about those symptoms again. She's like, Angelo, you're getting better. Trust me. And yeah, I have gotten better every time, and I know it's a disorder now. Yeah, happy life. I wish I didn't take it seriously either. I shouldn't have. I had no good reason to, but I was so afraid of not conforming to what, authority figures told me. I would do anything. If it was any other religion, I would have went along with that too. It just sucks that this thing is in me and grafted onto me, and it put a lot of trauma in me. Yeah, happy life. Happy life. Everyone is very stressed. I don't know if you want me to say what's going on, because kind of it's like with me and what's going on, it doesn't even need saying sometimes, but happy life. Everyone is going through a very tough time, and oh, thanks, King of the World. I love your videos so much. I'm a fan of you too. Thanks, King of the World. Appreciate it. Well, I don't know what your name was before, but thanks. Funeral, I don't really want to talk about that much either, but it's being prepared, and my brothers are trying to pay for it. It's going to be expensive, but all funerals are. They are, and I learned that just, well, first of all, people kind of know that, but when I thought I'd get rich being a life insurance salesman, and I studied to get my life insurance license and stuff, and then studied the training stuff with this company I was working for 10 days before I quit. Yeah, it's all right, Drake. Enjoy watching TV. Thanks. Yeah, I learned that the average cost of a funeral was around $10,000, and that's about what this one's going to be. And Dad was too old to get life insurance. Not that, who cares? We had him, so that was good. Happy life. What do you mean, which God? I don't understand what you mean. Or what specifically you're asking about. Oh, you were Alfie Stoppers. Oh, okay. Gotcha, King of the World. Alfie Stoppers is a cool name too. I like anything with Alfie, like Alphaville, the band. But yeah, it's cool. King of the World's good too. Doesn't matter. Excuse me. Yeah, if I had gone to public schools, I feel like I'd be I would have been a much more well-rounded person from earlier on. Because think about it, for a kid who takes that Catholic school stuff super seriously, and yet I didn't really have any reason to, and I had all these strong desires, and I was suppressing them because of school, I didn't realize how traumatizing that was. Had no clue. And meanwhile, I was killing off any sense of my future because I was suppressing everything I wanted to do and thought, oh, I shouldn't, it's wrong. And I think that guilt has stayed with me for all my life. I feel always kind of guilty about working on videos and stuff and whatever. And it's a strange way. It's not any specific way. And just guilty for being myself. Oh, I should be something more. I should be something different. That's what those schools do, man. Fuck you, schools. I should have practically had a doctor's note saying, nope, sorry, Angelo can't be a part of this. But, what did anyone know, unfortunately? And so, things happen the way they happen. And everyone's saying I'm going to recover, and I hope I'm the last person to realize it, but I do realize it, that I recover from this disorder. That is, that religious schools it was that and other stuff that, this trauma that got buried in me and came out with these anxiety attacks and this depersonalization disorder. King of the World, all those messages, says messages retracted. I guess you're deleting them. I don't know, but yeah, it appears that you've arrived. Yep. You graduated high school back in May, and I feel like the need to go back to some kind of trade school or something. Yeah, that can definitely be worthwhile. I sort of vaguely thought about that when I was younger, but not really, because I didn't really want to do that stuff. Excuse me. I'm a little annoyed I didn't quite shave thoroughly. Actually, I could now, because the hair is so kind of light. I can get it now without water. Yeah, if I didn't have this disorder, I would be fucking shattered, but it's made me numb, and it's, it's doing a number on me, but whatever, take it as it is. It's like I don't even feel my dad in a way. It sucks. I don't feel my mom in a way. It sucks, but when I talk to her, it's real enough, you know. And thank goodness I have YouTube. Without this outlet, life would be a lot less worth living. The hypnotherapy stuff the guy showed me, it's not really helpful for me, and so far at least, I don't know. But the severity of this disorder is so much more than just like, oh, do little things to help myself. It's like I still get these religious delusions. They're not actual delusions, but like intrusive thoughts, all kinds of stuff that messes me up, and it sucks. And it's like, what the fuck? Okay, these little exercises. He's saying help your. I don't think he, understands the severity of my symptoms. He's like, well, maybe you should look up different directors. Now I'm like, motherfucker, I cannot even process stuff about filmmakers. He's like, maybe you have burnout. You know what burnout is? I'm like, man, I know what burnout is. I do not have burnout. This is a disorder which affects everything. So he's really not getting like how serious it is. I do have a good therapist. Yeah, he had to cancel last week for some reason, but I'll see him this week, I believe. Well, yeah, it's messed up if you don't have shaving cream, but because I already shaved and I had a thick beard today, it's like the hair is very easy to sort of cut, and I have a little more right here. I like to get it all and get really smooth. So yeah, when I haven't shaved in a few days, it's much easier to, scrape all the hair off, shave it all off. I don't even remember what it was like to be me before this disorder now. It sucks, Yeah, so I don't have to use much pressure with the razor or anything. And, sometimes it does hit me more about Dad. But thank goodness I loved him and he loved me. And even though, yeah, it sucks I was working a lot and, missed him for that. He worked a lot too when I was young. He understood and he missed me. And thank goodness I knew better when I was older to just, let go of any resentment and stuff and just be glad for him and be happy for him and film with him and even not film with him and just be with him. Yeah, so the therapist at the LGBT center is great, and he says we're going to get through this stuff. I have to kind of trust him. I have some optimism, fingers crossed. And he's like, you're going to have to do some work to do this. And I can't imagine what that's like because I've been a talk therapist. I'm like, well, what does that entail? Because talk therapy is just talking. But this is a little different. So I'm like, I'm looking forward to it. I hope this does treat it and get me back integrated into my body. Been talking so much today. I'm like burning calories just talking. Talked for hours and hours on the phone. Went out to a bar tonight, had some food, and because I just wanted to go out and figure I might talk to some people, and I was hoping to go to more of like a dive bar where people are more like kind of blue collar and stuff, and you can talk. But I went to one, but they didn't have food. And so then I went to another bar, but it was a little higher end. And it was like, yeah, I said a few words to the guy next to me, asked him his name, where he's from, but there wasn't much conversation to be made. And I got overpriced salmon salad, which tasted good, but the salmon was a little strip like this. It was kind of long, but it's like not even, I barely had calories today. I do have almonds here. I think I should eat. Seriously, that was like my first meal today. All I had before that was like protein, like 2 protein bars. Where the fuck are the almonds? Oh, I've got almonds I dropped all over. So I don't know what it'll be like to be a filmmaker again, a real, like, really be myself. Thank goodness this disorder is not as bad this time, and I hope I do come back fully, and I'm able to be, a better son to my mom and a more open person. And because right now it's like I'm a zombie. I'm just drifting through the life I had planned for myself, but I'm not really engaged in it. I can't be screenwriting. I can't do certain things. It sucks. But I am happy to tell my mom that yeah, I should have had a better bar I went to, but it was kind of hard to find bars in the area I'm in because it's not like the city, it's the valley, so it's like they're kind of scattered around. And when I landed on one, I was just like, whatever, I'll go in there. And it was a little too high end, a little too nice, and they didn't have a huge menu, so it was like a lot of burgers and stuff, and it's like, I don't want red meat, it might be bad for my cholesterol, so salmon's good for it. Thanks, King of the World. You're going to clean your room and have a clean bedroom or gaming room like a boss. Cool, enjoy it. And also, I just barely have money now, so it's like, what the hell, spend money on a night out. But I have vitamins and some more food in my trunk. I want to roll down the windows because the windows are getting all foggy. I'm giving the interior of this car a pummeling with all the fog and all the whatever I'm putting into it, the condensation. That's, it's such a nice interior, and of course, me being homeless in it, I'm mucking it up. But oh well. Yeah, I got some food in my trunk, so I'm going to get some of that, and also some vitamins in there. I should take, vitamins. Just hang on a minute. Ugh. Yeah, getting a little cold. That sucks too. I have to sleep in my jacket and clothes in my sleeping bag because for whatever reason, I don't know if it's the car or just the kind of cold in LA, it permeates my sleeping bag more than in Virginia. Then again, I probably did have to sleep in my jacket in my sleeping bag sometimes there too. Taking fish oil. I just want to be a good son and good son to my mom, and I want to recover from this, and it hurts, and think that I was a good son to my dad. Not rack myself with guilt, like, oh, I should have done more, I should have done more, I should have stayed over more. It's like, what's the point? You can't think like that. I did give him so much love. He smiled whenever he saw me, and we were close. We did hug, we did talk, and I always thought there would be more time, but that's okay. The fact that we loved each other, Oh, excuse me. Yeah, it's warmer in Illinois than in California. I can believe that. California, it's been like, I'd say almost like 50s during the days sometimes. So a little cool, a little chilly. And of course, things aren't the same. And I'm not the same with this disorder, and of course my dad, but number one thing, I have to get my mind right. I have to deal with this disorder. Every little step I do can help. It's just scary because, It means confronting all this stuff around me. But I have a little more reason to be optimistic this time, just because I know I'm older and I've grown, and even with my dad, being gone, he's not really gone. I mean, he passed away, but um, the fact that he still, motivates me, and I have so many great memories, and I laugh when I look at our videos. It doesn't hurt me to watch them, and I know I'm still numb with the disorder. It sucks. I don't even know what it'll be like to recover. I didn't know last time, and thank goodness I did. And I could be a better person and a better son and all that. And I always felt guilty about everything. I felt guilty about ever moving out. So that's the thing. I can't beat myself up over stuff. It's like, I was in my 30s and still feeling a little guilty, like I had my own life. I don't know how people do it, but I feel guilt over everything. I remember I, got together with this woman I really liked, and I thought she really liked me. She did really like me. Just she was also kind of, using me for whatever. Like just she wasn't able to be truly close to me. But I remember feeling so guilty that after I left her, not left her, but like, after we spent some time together, that I was going back to working on my film stuff. And I felt so guilty for that. I felt like it was like, oh no, I'm going from her to this other thing I feel strongly about. And I felt so guilty that even that she could talk about, actors who she liked and thought were handsome or whatever, which I have no problem with. And I felt so ashamed that, like, oh, I can't talk about actresses that I think are great or, good looking or whatever, because I feel so guilty about that. I feel so guilt ridden. I'm like, damn it, why do I feel so guilt ridden? Why can't I express myself as freely as she is? So I always feel a ton of guilt. And it's like all I can do is wall myself off from people in a way to avoid dealing with that. Run the heat for a bit before you fall asleep to break the cold in a little. Yeah, I might do that. I don't know. Thanks, Yosh Monster. Yeah. Wish I had myself, my imagination, all that stuff. My dad had a great life, a loving life, and he was a good guy and endured a lot and had a lot to be proud of. Trying to be a better son to my mom now, and unfortunately with this disorder, it's like, yeah, I can say a lot of nice stuff, but I can't be myself. And thank goodness she's like, Angelo, you're gonna recover. Trust me. She knows me. I just don't know how the disorder goes away this time. And yeah, normally I'm fine sleeping in my car. With this disorder, I'm kind of like, I would like a place to stay. Would be nice. It would still hurt, but and then the pain in the ass of paying rent and working and everything. Just like the comfort of sleeping in a bed, not tucking myself into a sleeping bag and not being able to get up and walk to the bathroom, but it's not the worst thing. Acknowledging the beauty in someone is not a bad thing. Yeah, I mean, what are you referring to specifically about that? But yeah, definitely not a bad thing. I just don't know what you're, if that was something I said you're referring to. I am getting tired, by the way, but I'm going to keep live streaming. I want to keep talking. I'm telling my mom, and she's telling me, look, we need each other. Let's not take each other for granted, which we didn't. But it hurts that I can't be the guy who made videos for her and made, even if I could, if I made videos now, that I'm not the guy with those sharp instincts for it. And I was truly myself, giving myself. I'm like nothing right now. I'm so numb with this disorder. It's like whatever I give, it's this hollow person that's numbed out, and what I need to be is back to myself, and I can feel better about myself giving myself to her. And I know that just requires patience, because who could get through this right now? Who could? You know, everyone would be struggling with this if they had it. Oh yeah, what I was saying with the girl I was with and the movie actors. I know, but it's just so guilty for me. And not a bad thing for you to say you find someone beautiful. I know, but I just feel such shame and guilt. I literally even feel uncomfortable telling a woman I'm with or interested in that I literally spoke to another woman, because it always sounds so dirty and stuff. But no, I mean, like, literally, like, I just cannot bring myself to say, like, oh yeah, this woman's kind of a friend or what. I just feel such fucking guilt over it. I feel so bad, and I don't know why. Oh, sleepy. Even now that I'm in this numb state, I still kind of know how I feel guilt over that, even though right now I don't. I would feel guilt if I did something bad or so, but it's not like I don't have that strong sense of guilt that I normally have. I don't feel my drives. I don't feel my desires. I don't know how I'm going to recover from this disorder. I'm so scared of the rest of my life being like this. So scared of it. And I know one thing I need is patience. Because who could possibly get through this instantly right now? No one could. My case of the disorder is more serious than ones where, people say, oh, just engage in your hobbies, do stuff you love, go out with your friends. I'm like, motherfucker, if any of that worked for me, I would do it. Instead, that stuff is painful for me. I need a nap for a second. I even feel guilty eating food, um, like enjoying anything, like, oh, I'm hurting someone who's gone. I wish I was more like other people. I don't know, like my dad or my mom. Stronger. So horribly sensitive. Thanks, Lynx. Yeah, I believe that. Because fortunately, I have had enough bad times in my life to learn through bad times come even better times. I can't believe I survived the last time when I was disabled, and I had the best 6 years of my life, even with a lot of depression and hating living in Annandale. That was miserable, but thank goodness I was out of my disorder, and it was so lonely and stuff, but again, I was out of my disorder. It still sucked every second. Believe me, it hurt. And I'm glad I can still remember something what it was like to hurt then. Oh, I need calories. Yeah, I know it's okay to have friends of, the opposite sex. Just, I feel so fucking guilty over ever saying stuff like that. I don't know why. I just feel absolutely horrible, like it's a betrayal. And I understand other people, like, it was fine. Like what she was saying, I was totally cool with it. I didn't mind. I was like, I wish I could feel that comfortable saying that stuff and not just hate myself. Not only that, I was hating myself after I spent time with this woman. Like, oh my goodness, maybe I was like this, maybe I was like what. She didn't dislike me at all after it. Thanks, Yosh Monster. Everyone, Yosh Monster has been a good support, a good friend. Appreciate it. Thanks, Lynx. I don't know how I'll recover from this disorder, and I know it's pointless to keep saying that because it's like, of course I won't know. Who would know? Every time recovery's been different. And now, thank goodness, I'm so clear on how it is a disorder. And thank goodness it's not as bad as other times. Like, other times it was just horrific. It was just pure terror. The emptiness, the loneliness. And this time it's like, yeah, that's there, but it's not as acute. Weirdly enough, it sort of vacillates, and I just have to trust, like my hypnotherapist friend says, another one, that this is a constant low-grade anxiety attack, which is, yeah, what it's like. And it's, a panic response, a freeze response the body has to trauma, that eventually it'll feel safe enough to let go of it. And it's like, okay, let's bring down the alert status. It's safe to bring in the emotions. Go ahead, let them file back in. Thanks, Lynx. I'm just feeling like nothing now. Like, I'm not in, I don't even feel interest. Like, I have no interest in dating or anything, in women. Even though, yeah, I'm still like attracted to women, but I don't even feel much about that because I don't feel myself. It's amazing how much the brain controls things. You think you're just you, but in reality, your brain controls a lot. And my sense of self is not entirely annihilated. Obviously, I still talk like sort of similarly to before, and I still am interested as much as I can be interested in the same things. But yeah, it just sucks and it's scary, and it's like, oh, I'm scared I'll be a different person and I won't be, a filmmaker, and not just filmmaker, I won't feel myself, and that's how I feel my filmmaking. Thank goodness I did recover last time. But yeah, how do I recover this time? I don't know. Sure, the disorder has been changing over the last few weeks. That's good. That's a good sign. In 2007 and 8, it was horrifying because it didn't really change. It was just constant numbness and emptiness and hurting. Such pain over that emptiness. I couldn't even lie down comfortably. At least now I can, even though it still hurts and I'm still scared to get up. And, it's like I barely know who I am right now with this disorder. You'll be so much stronger afterwards. Thanks, Lynx. I'm so scared I'll become a different person through this. I won't have the same interests and drives, and won't be able to be a person who supports my mom. But I sort of know that's not true because it is a disorder. And even now I can feel the anxiety attack part of it, but like a low-grade anxiety attack, just like my friend said. I gotta clip my fingernails. They're getting kind of long. Let me do that. And my youngest brother, he's taken it as well as anyone could. Man, like I said, if I wasn't in this disorder, I would be so shattered right now. And at least I'm kind of glad I'm not. But a lot of other things hurt, and so, it's nothing good. But I shouldn't be racked with guilt all the time. That's not fair for me to put on myself. I don't like having even a little bit long fingernails. And people tell me they see me getting better and that I'm recovering. I don't know yet. I don't see it yet. Yes, I'm not hurting nearly as bad as a few weeks ago, thank goodness. And with all this happening with my dad, thank goodness. Oh my goodness. I would have been beside myself. You know, I want to come out of it, be the filmmaker I was, and then just be even better. Be a better son to my mom. You know, show her better how I loved her. And yeah, she always knew. I would tell her this on the phone. She's like, "Oh, Angelo, I know." But it's like, yeah, but it helps me to say it. Such a weird feeling, this disorder, this numbness. To not even have much urges or desires. I don't feel much interest in anything. It's not just interest, like, oh, I'm bored. I'm not bored. I just don't feel my normal inclinations. It's terrible. Yeah. Good to know, Yash Monster. Yeah. Dad should get sued for stealing Nathan Barnett's likeness. I don't know if I'm in the mood to read anything, Prince. I have such anxiety in a way. It's hard to be still and read. I want to, like, almost be out of my body. It's very tough. Oh, okay. King of the World, welcome back. 10-minute nap's not a bad deal. I'm like, what am I going to be in my life? I'm not the filmmaker I was a month ago. And, you know, I can deal with all the rest. It's like I have no desires, nothing. I don't care what happens in life. Not because I'm depressed, it's this depersonalization, derealization disorder. And it's extremely painful. Just feeling like I'm not a person, I'm not anything. And I don't know how I'll recover and gain that strength back to feel things strongly. I just don't know. I've gone through a month of this now. Will I go through 2 months, 3 months, 4 months? That scares the living fuck out of me. I'm getting so tired. I was gaining weight. I think I've lost a little since yesterday, I can tell. Because, still gaining it, but... Why this fucking disorder of all the things, of all the people to get it? I've, like, given up fighting it. I can't. Like, so I'm like, okay, just let it go through me. But, you know, you're not really supposed to fight it, like, head on. You're supposed to, you know, sort of manage it and stuff. All that crap. Oh, I'm so sleepy. You damn electronic seat goes so slowly. Ugh, that's better. Oh, man. It is nice to just have it slide forward, kind of, when I'm tired. Uh, Thanks, Lynx. Yeah, Lynx has got good words. He says, I think you're a guy, right? Stop trying to so hard to find the answer as to when will it end. It will come before you know it. My liver hurts after you saying Big Robo that. Oh, Big Robo one. Um, yeah, Lynx. That's been true every time I've had it. I'm so tired. I gotta lie back. That has been true every time. It was over before I knew it. Not that it was over fast, but it was over, and when it ended, each time I didn't know it would. You know what's something I noticed about yawning when I worked at a bar? Women don't cover their mouths in bars when they yawn. I don't know why I noticed that so much. I've seen so many women just yawn and they don't cover their mouths. I don't get it. Because women, a lot of women, you seem like women who had good manners. Most women seem like that, like better manners than men. Like clean stuff better and whatever, and more thoughtful in general. And they just, man, I would just notice like, what the hell is going on? I would just look around and be like, oh, there's another woman yawning without covering her mouth. That's weird. I just have like no desires almost. I don't care about anything. Normally, I'd have the strong urge to get up every day, work out, eat, make videos, do film stuff, write my screenplays. Now it's just drifting through the day. But I know I have to push myself because that particular thing is something a lot of DPDR sufferers feel, and it's partly, I think, making the body understand that, hey, we don't need the panic response. We can bring back the feelings right now is important. So you got to make your body feel normal as possible in a way, even though it's a lot for me because I have so many other issues with this. And like last time, that wouldn't have mattered at all. I was in such horrific pain. Man, when I was pacing 23 hours a day for a month, just trying to take a dump was extremely painful. $16 people here. Yep. Yeah, I've been a little late to cover my mouth yawning too, I know. And I know my senses being messed up is a sensory disorder. The weird tastes in my mouth, the weird intrusive thoughts that I get. Finally, I have, a diagnosis that makes sense. It's not bipolar disorder, it's not schizophrenia. It's something that's not permanent, unlike those other disorders. Well, guys, I'm getting pretty tired. I should stop. Thanks again, everyone, for joining. It's been a tough month now and a lot going on. And thanks, Lynx. It will never happen to me again. I hope you're right. I really, and part of me says you're right. And so I won't go just yet because you kind of woke me up with that. Lynx is saying you're going to learn so much from this. This will never happen again, or it will never happen again, meaning my deep dissociative disorder. I hope so. I hope you're right. And it's just so hard to see how I'll get out of it. And yet, this is not a permanent disorder. And I've gotten out of it 3 times, 3 hell on earth times. All right, but I am tired, everyone. Thanks for joining. I gotta go. And it won't look how much better this time it is. Well, okay, I'll stay for Lynx's commentary. That is true. Yeah, it is better this time. Weirdly, super weirdly. Like it's not as bad as any other time I've had it. The first time it was truly terrifying and scary. The second time it was terrifying and hurt so much because I was so numb I could not enjoy a movie. I couldn't enjoy satisfaction in anything. It was hard to make conversation, nothing. Laugh, anything. I didn't know what it was. That was even worse. And then last time it was just hell on earth torture, but I did come out of it a better person and doing more and being more. So yeah, I couldn't even function. And Tim's cook-off happened a few months after I got better. So, you know, and I was much better with my dad too. Yeah, I know, Lynx. It's tough because, farted. In a weird way, because it hurt so bad before, in retrospect, at the time, now I didn't know. I was 100% absolutely convinced I would never get better. But at least knowing that I was in so much pain, it kind of shook itself out of me, like my body knew something was wrong. It's scarier when I'm numb and it seems like, oh, my body doesn't know something's wrong. And how do I know I'll get out of it? And how do I know I'll be the same person afterward, who wants to make movies and has the same desires and wants to film my mom? That would be so empty if I didn't become that same person. That's what scares me. Instead of this whole sleep ritual I do to get my sleeping bag and stuff, it would be nice to just have a bed to sleep in now. But again, that's the least of my problems in a way. I just need to be better. I don't need to be myself. I almost thought, what the hell, do I have a ring on my finger? I don't, but it looked like it on camera because there's a little button on the screen for filters. Here, I'll show you what I mean. I press this and it's like, it brings up, okay, well, that barely looks different, but okay, that barely looks different. Yeah, see what I mean? The little 2 rings on screen. Okay, I'll put it back to normal. But yeah, it hurts a lot. Thanks, Lynx. Lynx is being a good friend now, good support. Lynx is saying, no, Yosh Monster, I've had this disorder since I was 17. And it comes in fits, and it's always there, lurking there, and it's easier to trigger in a way each time. Lynx, but I get better at dealing with it each time. Lynx says, you try to rest well and take care of yourself. You will wake up in the one morning with a completely clear head. I thought you said tomorrow morning, but yeah, one morning. Thanks, Lynx. Yeah, I hope so, and hope things aren't so hard for me in general. Like, I don't get such horrible guilt. I don't feel such horrible, shame about stuff, that I am able to, just accept that I'm a decent person and not be so fucking hard on myself. Right now, all that stuff's sort of buried in there. But, hey, I'm hopeful that the therapist I have at the LGBT center, he knows what he's talking about when he says, like, yeah, he knows this disorder, and he's like, you're going to have to do homework for this. And I don't know what that means exactly, but I'm hoping it's like, okay, well, he gets it then. He knows how to deal with this. It's scary because in the past, all I could do was literally just give in to these horrible, horrible, painful, horrific thoughts that like God is destroying me by just like going to church and stuff. And I hated and despised every second of it. This time it's different. So the spring should be hopeful. Hey, I hope so. Happy life for both of us. All right, guys, I am so tired. I got to go to sleep. All right. YouTube Alan Watts Guilt and watch it. I guarantee it will help you. Do you know who Alan Watts is? No, but if you would leave a comment saying that, I'm going to forget. I'm so tired. I don't want to write anything down. Actually, I'll make a note of it on my phone. Alan Watts Guilt. Okay. Everyone, I'm really tired. I'd love to stay on, but I got to sleep, and I'll be okay. I trust that. It's just, I'm scared as hell. And I want to be myself, first of all, so I can be great to my mom. And it sucks that I'm not myself yet. Like, even if I filmed with her and stuff, I'm like this ghost of myself, this zombie of myself, and not quite there. I'm still in there, because obviously I haven't completely shifted. I still am interested in the same YouTube channels and stuff, and same types of movies, even if I can't really watch movies. It's too painful. Worst thing for a filmmaker. But, you know, I am hopeful in a weird way. Like, yeah, maybe I'm wrong and everyone else is right. Everyone else is so convinced I'll get better. It's not like this, you know, terminal illness or a permanent diagnosis. No, DPDR is not permanent. So, anyways, everyone, I'm so tired. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I love you all. Bye.